we're the best version of ourselves when we play a game.
10,000 rupees mobile पे हम लोग AAA quality कैसे deliver करेंगे?
We are building the Wakanda of India. Hey guys, my name is Robbie. I'm the founder and CEO of Super Gaming, and you're watching me on Games Made in India by IGN India.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम ज्वलन सिंह गंगवार है और मैं इंडस पे गेम डायरेक्टर हूँ।
We've been making shooters for mobile since 2015. We built a game called Masgun, which is today played by over 76 million users. When we were kind of building a TDM shooter, we realized that people watch that shooter who understand, our game already, like a Counter-Strike. But when we saw the Battle Royale revolution, we kind of saw that kind of became a popular genre because it allowed anybody to watch it and understand what is going on. That's really explained the popularity of the genre. And we decided that we actually wanted to build something like that for what we think is now become the e-sport of India. We decided to make Indus looking at two things. One is the fact that people wanted to play a Battle Royale game, but these require a really good device, require really good network bandwidth. And nobody kind of supported the lower end of devices. That's really what we decided to do. We decided to do this in November 2020. We did this on the Memorial Day of the passing of our dog Charlie. So every year we celebrate Thanksgiving on Charlie's birthday. We remember doing this or starting Indus on the Thanksgiving anniversary of Charlie's 1-year anniversary.
The Indus engine is our way of achieving appropriate objectives when it comes to the Indian mobile space. कि low end 3GB 10,000 rupees mobile पे हम लोग AAA quality कैसे deliver करेंगे? Indus engine is a tool to do that. So Battle Royale has become a genre now, especially after the giants that came, like PUBG, Fortnite, eventually Apex. So we played a lot of Titanfall, a lot of Apex, and that has clearly been one of our inspirations. When it comes to gunplay, COD has always been our inspiration because they do the almost सबसे बेहतरीन गन का प्रेजेंटेशन जो उसमें शेक है, उसका जो विजुअल्स है, उसके VFX है, स्मोक है. तो of course we drew inspiration from all of these games when it came to more core systems. But अगर हम लोग बैटल रॉयल की बात करें, बाहर वाले, वो हम लोगों का खुद का इंटरप्रिटेशन मैं बोलूँगा. सिस्टम्स भले ही सेम है, वो सेम सरफेस लेवल पे वही है कि हाँ फ्लाइट जाती है, नीचे कूदते हो, सर्कल, जोन, स्टॉर्म, निर्वाणा, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू कॉल इट, वो आता है, लोग लूट करते हैं वेपन्स और आखिरी में एक दूसरे को मार के जीत जाता है. बट हर एलिमेंट में बैटल रॉयल के लूप में हम लोगों ने कुछ ना कुछ अलग करने की कोशिश करी है विदाउट drawing too much inspiration from the existing established giants.
I'll stress on why Indus a little bit because when I think about making a game, I think about distributing the game first. Indus is a chapter that all of us studied in our history textbooks. That's 1.5 billion people that actually studied my name inside their history textbooks. There's a level of familiarity of the story. We added a twist with the Indo-futurism element where we are building the Wakanda of India, which draws that attention and gets people to come and play our game. But beyond that, the rich culture, history, lore of Indus allows people to tell those stories while they're streaming it and creates interest amongst those watching it. That's solved a distribution problem for us. From a gameplay perspective itself, we thought that most battle royales didn't focus on that one thing that we are very good at, which is player agency. Players are our North Star. We kind of focused on building those features that we thought brought players together, whether it's building a smarter battle royale system, figuring out how to do better loot systems, figuring out how to run your game from a direction perspective. Our game auto-directs and kind of thinks about what's the best way to optimize a game for movement, loot, engagement. And also adding new features, whether it's the ability system that we're coming out with, or the ability to kind of create really good guns, which allow you to create the skill ceiling that a true esport needs.
We have tried to do interesting things with how the choke points are structured, so we're leveraging the systems that we're building हमारे technology में with Swarg. Yeah, Swarg is mostly responsible for optimization for the game, and that allowed us to do more with the limited space we have. So we're adding a lot of visual detail in the game, and it's important to realize that vision of Indo-futurism. As well as हम लोग के levels बहुत बड़े हैं, बहुत dense है, बहुत variety है. We've added like 3 new जो हम लोगों ने starting में सुबह presentation में दिखाया था, refinery, power plant. So these are basically a teaser of what's next to come. From the next, hopefully the next playtest and beyond that, we're gonna have melee weapons in the game. And one of them will be a clear, not even an inspiration, but a clear interpretation of old school, very iconic Indian weapons, like, Qatar, things like those. So yes, there will be Indian weapons. हम लोगों ने जब गेम बनाना भी चालू नहीं किया था, जब हम लोग सिर्फ शूटिंग उसका प्लेटफॉर्म पे काम कर रहे थे, बिफोर वीरलोक वाज वीरलोक, वी वर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग ऑन फिगरिंग आउट हाउ टू टैकल दिस प्रॉब्लम. इट्स नॉट ओनली देयर इंटरफेसिंग विद द गेम और द कंट्रोल्स जो हम लोग देखते हैं कि हाँ ये कोई स्क्रिप्ट तो यूज नहीं कर रहा है, ये कुछ ये तो नहीं यूज कर रहा है, क्योंकि देयर आर वेज जिसमें से पीपल हाइड कर लेते हैं अपना फुटप्रिंट, डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट, बट बिहेवियर इज ऑलवेज विजिबल. वो हमेशा सच होता है गेम में. यू विल सी लाइक पीपल आर इंजीनियस. If they think someone can detect me cheating, so they reduce their accuracy so that the system kind of doesn't see it. But it still creates a pattern on the larger scale, on the overview. कि उसने accuracy भले ही कम कर ली, but उसकी headshot accuracy ज़्यादा थी. He's always escaping fights with this much health. He didn't instantly win. He kind of created this, fabricated this scenario where he lost health or it was a fair fight, but we are very aware of this, and we have our own tricks up our sleeves to combat this.
Everybody would, the first answer would obviously point to like lack of talent or lack of money, but I do think that a lot of these are solvable problems. I do believe that this talent exists. You got to struggle and find it. And we've actually grown our studio from 25, 30 people to about 150 people today. So I think we've solved that. I also think that, one should be very clear on what one is trying to build and why one is the best team suited to building that. That's solved the money problem for us. So I do think that the hardest problem for running a game studio is being patient. Great games take many years to make. Some games have taken decades to make. And that's really the piece that most founders are not wanting to kind of fit in. This is very different from our journey of spending the last 10 years building a games platform, which today allows us to build these high-end games. I think a lot of people, don't understand that to make games like these, it requires experienced teams, it requires time, money. And I thought that, Fauji probably rushed it. So I don't blame them, but it kind of, so to say, cheated people's expectations. And the only way that we fought it is by building in public, where people, and we are sitting today in Playtest 5, we're celebrating a year of Playtest, where we have a Playtest almost every quarter, and people actually playing our game, creating videos of actually playing the game and putting it out there is the way that we fought that perception. From an obstacle perspective, we have two kinds of people. One that's really rooting for us, who can't believe that this kind of game can be made in India, and the constant detractors. And we love both of them. One motivates us, and the other one makes us work harder to ensure that we're not letting down their expectations like other games have. We kind of built our entire company thinking of players as our North Star. We created this concept of community playtest where we bring people in, go to different cities, see what they're playing, see why they're playing it, see what they like, see what they don't like about our game, listen to them. I think I'll stress on that, listen to them. And you've seen in this playtest that we've actually added a bunch of new features just based on pure player feedback from our last two playtests. I think that's really one thing that we kind of learned by going to players. One of the key things that Indus built is the skill transfer system. We see players who spend thousands of hours on some other games. Ignoring those skill transfer systems when they come and play our game is kind of something that other games have done, thinking that they know better. But we've kind of gone ahead and addressed the two key areas that we've kind of seen from a player feedback perspective and brought that inside of our game. So I always tell everybody, and being a parent myself, both my kids have grown up on video games. One is 13, one is 10. So they've kind of had their share of it. I decided to become a games entrepreneur, seeing the effect that games had on myself and my kids. I always tell people that we're the best version of ourselves when we play a game. We have no fear of failure. We pay great attention to detail. We're creatively solving problems, and we're collaborating with others while we play games. And we tell every parent that the only thing missing in this beautiful journey is that no kid takes what they learn in games and apply that to life and education. And that's really what our games do. They kind of educate you.
My most important advice for any aspiring game developer is to play as much games as you can, man. Don't listen to your parents when they say playing games will ruin your life. Don't do that. Play video games, play a lot of them, play all kinds of them. Don't stick to your favorite genre. Explore everything. Learn what video games as an art form, as a medium is, so that you are better informed to pursue what you want to do, right? Beyond that, just chase your dreams. Don't be afraid.
Bye.